Hello, beautiful people. It is 9 p.m. on Thursday, and I always love to say the date because I never know what day it is. Tonight, I will be chatting with Maroon. Hi, Ziad. How are you? We're going to be talking about his CBD brand, Enter Illuminati. He's got some new products for everyone that he's going to be discussing with us, so I'm really excited. He also just had a baby. If anyone remembers, he was here a while back, a few weeks back, and we were sort of wondering what was going to happen with the baby and how that was going to all go. So I'm excited to ask him about that. I'm going to welcome him in and get chatting. Let's hope the gram is working. Hi,
Hey, hey,
how are you?
good. How are you?
Not too bad. Your voice is really low. Is there a way to put it? I don't know. My volume's all the way up.
Okay. How about now? Is it better?
Still, I can hear you, but it's a bit low.
It's a
Nice
bit low.
hat. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing good.
You're doing good. Oh, that's better. I want to enter Illuminati hat. Where can I get me one of those?
Well, you get it on the website when you place an order. We got
Okay.
the apparel there as well.
On
That's all online. I don't have anything here, but definitely you can get one.
That's awesome. How you doing, Maroon?
Doing good, man. Considering the situation and with the new baby and everything like that, it's been quite the journey to say the least. But honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. A little bit tricky on certain things, but you know, um, just jumping right in with the baby situation. You know what I mean? The hospital did a great job. The nurses and midwife was really good and made things super easy. Could the screening could have been better? I think so. They just asked you the questions. If I wanted to lie, obviously I wouldn't do that because I'd be risking. But I mean, I don't like the screening process that they're doing at the hospital. At least when we went. But obviously, again, if, anybody who has a decent heart won't lie about going in there, considering they have these things. So it wasn't as bad, anyways. And the nurses and everything, they took all their precautions. So it was good. It was good.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations. I know we were talking about it the last time you were here, and there was a lot of unknowns still. So I'm glad everything worked out. Everyone's healthy and happy, and I'm assuming you're not sleeping.
No.
Had a lot of time to work on your brand, Maroon. What's going on? You guys have so many new products out now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna ask, can you sort of tell us a little bit? I mean, for those who didn't see you the last time that you were here, can you explain a bit about your brand? I sort of said it was a CBD brand, but I'd like you to sort of tell everybody what sets you guys apart.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, the biggest thing I find is, we use real science. We really put a lot of work um, into the product in the sense of, like we got the investors, but the investors are actually, the scientists who are making the products. Everyone is at the interest to make this the right thing. I mean, the biggest factor for us is we can stand behind their ingredients, we can stand behind the product, and it's 100% satisfying. It sound like a commercial, but it's true because the best, what I tell everybody who buys our product is, if there's something you don't like about it, you're literally right beside the source. So literally, you talk to me, literally can go and talk to scientists, and we can improve something. If you don't like, obviously everyone has different tastes. What I mean is, if people who are experienced, who've tried other products, and they say, hey, this is a little weird. What do you think about this? We always can go back to the drawing board. So I think it's more personable because we're more family owned. So you're not dealing with like the big companies. You have to go through 17 different types of chains to even give a feedback or anything like that. So I mean, that's what we pride ourselves on, is a family-owned business, and we stand behind the product 100%.
That's amazing. I've always said I'm a big fan of CBD. I know it's helped me a lot in the past. I've used it for sports recovery. I've used it for anxiety. I've used it for a lot of things. Um, my favorite part about the CBD and the CBD products is that for the ones that I've gravitated more towards, there is no THC in them.
Yes.
A lot of people are concerned when purchasing CBD that there will be a psychoactive effect. Do you guys have, are your products free of THC? Do you have some that have it, some that don't?
So right now we currently have we don't carry any CBD with THC. It's strictly no THC. It's and I'm just gonna look over here. Um, it contains again 0% THC and no GMO. It's vegan and it's self nano emulsifying technology that we use. So I just there's too much words to really for all that, but basically that's the biggest part about our CBD why it's so effective.
Okay. So for the people who are looking to use it, who would you most recommend CBD for? Or would you say it's beneficial for everybody in some way?
Honestly, it's beneficial for everybody in some ways. You know, just the last 3 weeks, especially with this pandemic, I've converted, I'd say, about 6, 7 people who never even in their mind with trying it. Um, Out of the 7, I'd say 4 of them had issues with just literally their mind was going. One of them had inflammation in their, in their stomach tracts, intestinal tracts. So some people were taking that. I had one guy who had issues with his foot that used our cream, which I'll touch a bit about that. And then he would use the oil to kind of reduce the pain level threshold. So I mean, it counteracts together. They work. So, but I mean, like I said, I mean, never in his life he would have thought of taking CBD oil for sleeping. He was very scared, very about it, just like myself as well. And when you start taking it, you have a lot, right? Aside from you don't have some, it speeds up your metabolism. You're more focused. You're not as groggy. So there's so many factors that are that are very important. So people need to realize that it's not just uh, if you'd have depression or anxiety or trying to things, but there's a lot of benefits just taking it anytime you want to kind of keep you focused.
Right. So I can hear you good, but you're cutting out at points.
Sorry, how's that?
No,
Am I
it's
still
good.
cutting up?
As we're talking, it would like randomly cut out words and
Cut
then
off. Okay. Yeah,
um,
technology. Yes.
I can hear you though.
Okay.
I get exactly what you're saying. It's true. It's very true. I've I'm a big CBD believer. I know a lot of people will fight me on it and tell me it's wrong to use. But to me, I would rather use that than constantly be taking Advil as an anti-inflammatory or whatever it is. I
Yeah.
feel like you naturally want to gravitate towards what is more natural and more beneficial for you and your body.
Yeah.
So I think that it's important that people understand what it is and why it's good to use. Now, for the cream that you have,
Yeah.
uh, is that for any area of the body? Is that for arthritis? Is it for anything specific, or is it again just a generalized cream that people can use for pain?
No. So we've had people. So right now in Toronto, it's really blown up. We're trying to push it here. We got massage therapists who actually um, have that part of their package to have the CBD cream massage. There's even people who use it for migraines who actually on the forehead. Believe it or not, but yeah, basically the cream is mainly for arthritis. So I get my mom to use it. She uses it. And then people with just back pain, any kind of severe stuff. And like I said, I had one guy, and again, this is all testimonials that are on my other Twitter IG handle, CBD Solutions Ottawa. But I have one guy. He's used 6 different types of creams, and he's never had like a cream like this one actually work on his foot. This is the one I was telling you earlier with the oil. So this cream is very effective. Again, it's a ultra fine emulsion nanotechnology that we use. So just to dwell in a little bit into that is basically we extract the most out of the plant to put in the cream. So when you put it in, it literally gets absorbed because it's so fine. It gets absorbed right into your bloodstream, so it's very effective immediately. Some people said within 10 minutes they've already feel the pain gone. But again, people use it for that. Again, pain, massage, anything you want, it works.
It works.
Yeah.
Is there anything in it that people may have a reaction to? Like, do you advise that certain people don't use it because if they have sensitive skin or whatnot, or can it be good to use on anybody?
It's good to use on anybody. I think that was the biggest thing we've had feedback on. People are like, hey, it doesn't burn the skin. It doesn't cause any rashes, you know. So, I mean, you know, obviously, if you have a sensitivity, I can't guarantee you get something. I don't know, but I mean, there's nothing in there. Basically, there's nothing in there that would, that we would put in there that would harm the skin. But unless you have some sort of reaction to something, then I would, obviously check that first. But nothing that we've been aware of so far. We've sold hundreds of them, and we've got positive feedback.
Positive. So the cream is one of the newer products. What other new products have you guys come out with?
So this is just the cream. This is what it looks like right here. Smells very good. I'm just gonna open it up here and just kind of show you, but nice. Smells very good. It's strong, but it's kind of like the Rub 535 stuff that people use, but this is at least natural ingredients. I think if I just jump into that quickly, basically, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just all extracted. It's again, it's just natural. That's what people really need to understand. People are like, oh man, I might as well just get it for $7, the 535A. But I tell them this is a natural product. You know what's in your blood. You know what's happening here. You're not putting any, toxic stuff in your system, and it actually lasts long. So that's one of the things I wanted to show. Now, the biggest thing is with the pandemic situation, we've kind of derived a little bit our production with certain things, and now we are doing a hand sanitizer. But the difference with this hand sanitizer is, again, just like a normal, kills 99% of the bacteria. But this is the thing, it provides an antiseptic activity on the skin, which lasts for 2 hours. Okay, so there's a big difference here. Usually a regular sanitizer is about 30 seconds. It vaporizes whatever's on your hand, it'll catch, and that's it. But with this one, it's completely, safe, doesn't burn your skin, nothing. It's called Sanos Gel. It contains a natural moisturizer, vitamin E, why skin doesn't burn. That's what the feedback we've gotten so far. And that's the biggest thing with their hand sanitizer. So this is the one product right now. Once we can, obviously with the pandemic, we're having issues with the raw products that we're getting in. So we're currently working on production to make more, and then we're gonna work on doing some donations to some hospitals, even nurse retirement homes and all that, long-term care homes and stuff like that. So we're working on that right now, but we're hoping with the sales, we're gonna boost that up so we can begin to do that. We have the announcement on our website because we're saying due to the demand, the raw products are a little bit pricey, so we're just trying to get that working right now. So that's for the sanitizer.
So in the sanitizer, is it CBD infused as well, or is it just a sanitizer?
Just a sanitizer, yeah, just a hand sanitizer. And like I said, it's just mainly the agents that we use in there. What we really want to specify to people that it lasts a hand sanitizer, and make sure that lasts for 2 hours, not just 30 seconds. So it's a positive thing for especially people right now and the way that things are going right now.
Right. Maroon, another question I had was for the oil. Has that changed at all? Have you done anything new with the oil, or is it still the same product?
So the oil's the same. This is it right here. So the oil's the same. Now what we're getting into, which is a popular thing right now, is a pet CBD for animals. They already sell that right now at PetSmart and whatnot. So we're getting into that right now. It's been proven to help with inflammatory, a lot of them with their joints and whatnot. We've had stomach issues that have been good. We've had what else? Separation anxiety. So it's been really good. So we officially announced it last week that we're coming up with it. We're probably expecting the next 2 weeks to officially launch the pet CBD.
Okay, that's amazing, and it'll all be on the site.
Everything's on our website. You can check the IG handle, but all our products are on the website. And if you have any further, questions about it and stuff like that, you can definitely email us, and we can always provide you, with any kind of questions you have regarding our product line.
That's amazing. For the locals, Maroon, are you guys doing any sort of, is it still off the site? Are you guys doing door pickup or door drop
Yeah,
off?
yeah. So right now, pretty much any order over $50 within Ottawa basically gets free same day shipping if obviously, if possible, but we try to do same day shipping, if not next day. And some people have been doing porch pickups from my place here. But that's definitely an option, but we do carry everything in Ottawa. Some stuff like the sanitizer is strictly online. Again, because I told you the products, the raw products are very hard to get right now, so we're just limiting it right now. So right now that's online, but the creams, the CBD here, pet CBD will be available in Ottawa as well locally.
And do you have different, for the oil, is there different strengths, or is it all sort of one strength and limit their dosage differently?
Yeah, so it's all the same, basically, and at the end of the day, it's just based on what you feel comfortable taking. But yeah, there's no extra strength or anything like that different. It's all the same level. And the nice thing is that now, see if we can point it here, show that well, but it's orange peppermint is what I was trying to show. But it really kicks that taste. Some people don't like that taste of the cannabis taste. So this kind of, you don't even feel through your tongue, hold it for a minute, and you're good to go.
Amazing. So Maroon, I want to go back and ask you something about the cream. Sorry,
yeah.
Drawing a blank because I saw a comment that threw me off. But anyways, about the cream, is it have to be continuously put on, or is it just a one time put it on? It's good for a few hours. How does that work?
Yeah, pretty much. So what we get a lot of people doing, kind of like a recovery thing, right? Like you were saying with the oil and stuff. So the cream's the same thing. We got a lot. Right now I have a couple of guys from a dojo that are using it. And they've already ordered a few more, in the last 2 weeks. And they're using it for recovery, basically. Yeah, put it for a couple hours, you'll feel the relief, and then you can do it. I know some people who use it. A lot of construction workers are using it when they do feel the pain, stuff like that. So I mean, it just depends on your threshold and what you feel you need it for. But definitely putting it on is up to you how much you want to put on, how long. But it usually lasts about 2-3 hours. It's really good.
Amazing. Now, with anxiety being high, because we all thought this situation was going to last 2 weeks, and then it's kind of been like a couple months, and
yeah,
everyone's got this heightened anxiety. How are you feeling? How are you feeling post baby, trying to promote your business right now? Are you still working in your other job since the last time we spoke? What's been going on your end?
So yeah, you know what? I mean, it's funny, before the baby was born, I was pretty calm. People might think otherwise, but I was pretty calm. I was good. And then, oddly enough, things start really picking up for my HVAC business. And we were talking about it today with my business partner, but we're like, it makes sense. I think what's happening is people are now going on vacation, so they have all this money, and we're booked for May. Like, we're entirely booked for May. And the funny thing is that we didn't expect that. That's never happened for us. And this time, May is usually the slowest time because it starts to ramp up. So point is that I start getting more nervous whenever I start realizing that things are picking up. I got to leave the house more than I have to, and now I have to come home and like pretty much quarantine myself to right to the shower. You know what I mean? Take my clothes off in the garage and throw it in the washer. So there's all these extra steps to do, but there's not a day that goes by I'm not nervous. I go to work. I mean, I have to say most of the construction sites that I've been on have been very proactive, have good measures Today we were in 3 different houses and there was nobody in there. So it's good. But, it doesn't mean I don't get nervous when I come home, every day, worrying I'm going to get sick. So it's, but I got like this really heavy duty mask on my Instagram. Actually, no, I put it on Facebook, but I have a really crazy mask I put on. I'm not taking point. So, anxiety for sure. And I'm happy that I have this option. If I didn't take this stuff until January, to be honest, right? So to me, this is all new to me, but it calms me down, and it's one thing I can depend on right now. Every day I come home, that's literally what I freak out. And even till now, I hold my baby. I don't kiss. It's very hard. You try to, but you can't.
Yeah. Well, it's in the back of your mind, right? You're wondering. And I know that a lot of people have come out with the questions of, is there even a virus out there? If there is it as bad as they say it is?
Yeah.
And then you put the virus aside, and now you have to worry about killer hornets, and then you put that aside. I just saw something today about these moths, and I'm thinking, like, what's going on? Like, my anxiety is sort of suddenly through the roof, and I know everyone's saying, like, it's the fear-mongering. But at what point do you stop and say, like, oh, okay, it's just fear-mongering. Let's not be fearful. It is scary, regardless of if they're trying to make you scared or not. It is a scary time, and we have to accept the fact that it's a scary time. How are we going to manage and navigate ourselves? And this is where me, being a very anxious person to begin with, would sort of fall back onto these products, because I think to myself, I know they've worked for me in the past. Now I have a real reason to freak out. What's going to calm me down now, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to have these options and to be able to have them from trusted sources. So I respect the fact that you guys are doing this. I love that, you're local. For who's in the Ottawa area, I think it's really important that we keep shopping local. And again, from trusted sources. You're not just some dude in the back of an alley. You're working with
it's all legal product. I need to emphasize that too. It's all LP stuff, so it's all done through the government. So everything is good, for sure.
Well, and especially the fact that there is no THC, because that's my biggest thing. I'm a mom. I need to function. I don't like not being in control of my body. I do not like any psychoactive ingredients. That's not for me. If it's for you, that's cool. But for me personally, that's not my jam. So to know that I can trust you guys when you say this will not alter your state of mind, I gravitate more towards that.
Absolutely.
Maroon, what are your thoughts now on COVID? Do you still think this to be just a virus?
Well, you know what? I mean, it's tough because from day one, I was essential service. And what I'm getting at is, now that I'm especially now that it's getting more busy and I'm outside doing the work, I don't even feel like it is happening. That's the reality. And that's the thing that works, is that people are going to get complacent. I can already see that right now. People are way too complacent. I'm still rocking the mask, but not one. I'm not kidding you. Me and my business partner are the only ones who are actually wearing a mask. And I think there's a factor there that I can say, I can definitely say it's a whole, man thing, where it's showing signs of weakness, but I couldn't care less. At the end of the day, I want to go home and make sure my kids are get it. And this is the scary part. So, to me, I think the construction side of things, it's scary because, like I said, everyone's just getting complacent. I'm even getting complacent. Like, when I go there and I see it, it just looks so normal. Today was just like a normal day, but in reality, it's not. And then, like, only time it gets really head is whenever you step out of the construction site and you go to pick up, supply, have the doors closed, so you can't get the stuff. So, my thoughts on it is, I'm happy that they're doing it the way they're doing it, slowly reopening things. I just hope that they implement either mandatory mask. I'd say that, especially going into public places. When I'm by myself in a construction site and no one's around, I don't bother wearing one. But whenever people, I would hope, if it's not them, it's going to definitely be me. I know they're opening Home Depot on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see how that's going to happen, how that's going to. But mean, I don't know. I feel like a little bit of normalcy is starting. Um, but it's really hard to say because not everybody's open. I think the biggest problem is you got these people who are reopening, but then you don't have the schools open, daycare's open. So how are you supposed to go back to normal? You still have kids at home. You can't, so I don't know. It just seems like a huge mess. I know they're doing their best, but I'm not sure really how they're planning this out.
So, Maroon, still you're sort of in the whole train of thought that there is no conspiracy behind this. There is no bigger agenda. It is what it is, and it's a pandemic, and deal with it. It'll be done soon. That's still your sort of stance, I guess.
Well, it's funny. I mean, ever since the last time we talked, you get to talk to people about this stuff. You get 20 million different type of vision. I mean, at least what I'm thinking is, at least for me, is it was definitely. I think it was. I don't know if it was man-made, but I think it was. It was a controlled. I say controlled like substance. It was a controlled virus that got let out, whether it was by accident or not. I think though that it was definitely something along those lines, and because clearly everything is panning out now and it's affected the world. So, and there's enter Illuminati, saying it's the Illuminati who did it. Well, that's what people are saying too, right? So there's a bunch of things that's happening right now, conspiracies, right? And I was about to watch a video once I received this video, I don't know about yet, watch it. So, I mean, they're just saying it's a big agenda. So I do feel like now I'm starting to think, okay, I don't think it was just a bat and then this thing. I think it was a controlled substance that got let go on purpose somehow or by accident that caused everything, trying to cover it up.
Maybe. I mean, I
What do you?
I struggle. I think that, and I think I'm gonna get I'm gonna get in a little bit of trouble for saying this. I think that SARS was a test. I think that Ebola was a test. And I think that we would be stupid to think coronavirus was it. I think this too is a test. Maybe a little more, maybe it worked a little bit better. It got out a little bit larger, like you're saying. It shouldn't have spread as far as it did, but they couldn't control it, and now they're working their best to sort of damage control. Regardless of any of those thoughts, there's a virus outside our doors. We need to be careful. We don't know how it'll affect me, how it'll affect you, how it'll affect our kids and family. So no matter what it is or how it happened or what they're trying to do with it, we're here. Yeah. We're here, and we have to make the most of this situation the best that we can.
Absolutely.
But it is interesting to see all the theories and to hear them, because it's an eye-opener in many respects, but I don't know that I'm the right person to take that information and be like,
that's it.
What am I going to do with that? What does it change in my life? I'm still going to be at home. So
that's right. And I think that's the problem, right? Like I was saying, for me, not staying at home as much, I don't have time anymore to read like that or see stuff to get more into my head. That's what I mean. Like, it's just really weird. Like, that's why it's hard to explain. As soon as you start to step outside, just for me, I feel like there's a normalcy now because I'm at work. You get complacent, but at the back of my mind, I just put myself and remind myself, like, there's a virus out there and it's still killing people. So let's not get complacent. So I still wipe my van down. I have a jug of Lysol that I got from Costco, spray the crap out of everything. So I'm still doing that, but I mean, definitely, I think what's happening is you just cannot get complacent, like you said. The video that I'm gonna watch, and I'll probably send it to you after on a private message, but it's without going, like I said, I don't know much about it yet, but apparently it's a scientist who was talking about how the strand is actually HIV strand with another strand, and so that's why a lot of people are getting really messed up with this, and you're getting so many different side effects. And anyway, she got silenced by the FBI and all this kind of stuff. Really interesting stuff. Like you said, is it credible? I don't know. It's just, there's so many, like you said, there's so many things that you can't really get your brain Otherwise, you're gonna just go crazy. But what do you think?
Well, and I always wondered, talking about this with, I think it was Hassan Jamal, we were talking about it, and I said, how do we know that all of this information isn't coming from the same pot? You know, to stir things up, to get people thinking, to get people questioning, to destroy mental health further at home. The same place where you're getting the contradicting information could be from the news that's trying to keep you home and make you fearful. Um, so I don't know. What if it is just to erupt a war between the people and have people stand on dividing lines and point fingers and say, go back home. No, I'm not going back home. I'm going to
Yeah,
sit here. We really don't know what the agenda is. We know there is one. Nobody's stupid, but we don't know.
yeah.
But it's interesting. It's definitely interesting to see. I actually think I may have seen the video you're talking about. It was,
Yeah, I see. I think that's Amanda there saying that she may have sent you something. So
yeah,
check it out. Yeah,
I think
like
that
I
was the
said,
video I,
a lot of doctors are coming out here and speaking out. But this particular video, I'll still send you the one because this particular video, she actually had a gag order for 5 years not to
wow.
talk about stuff. Yeah, so her 5 years just ended, so now she's still doing the interview, and the video like is legit. Like I know it doesn't matter like the quality, but you know it's not just some guy doing it from a YouTube video. You know what I mean? Whatever. Like it's really professionally done. Again, I don't know whether it's credible, but it's definitely interesting to watch. So it's yeah, I think someone here said Judy or something like that. So yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's like, who would have thought? You
Yeah,
know, who would
yeah,
have thought we'd be living through this? And we are, and we'll navigate life as time goes on. I think, like it was your Enter Illuminati said, don't let people stop you from questioning things, and I think that's the
yeah,
biggest thing. And Tanya was in here last time saying the same thing. You have to ask these questions, and I'm pretty sure we all have questions. I think we're just naive to think that they're going to be answered,
yeah, yeah. I think
because
that's the big yeah.
I'm asking questions off everything I see. And Amanda and I were talking earlier, and I sent her the thing about the moths, and she was saying, like, oh, this is all just fear. And I said, well, so is it them lying to keep us home? There are no killer bees, no killer moths out there, or
Yeah.
are they releasing them to kill us home? Like, where's the fear coming from? Is it you don't know, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, fear mongering is the best way form of like, population control to a certain degree. But then you got the people who just, like you said, they question things. But like, you got YouTube right now who's shutting down any video. Since when does YouTube do that? To me, I know they do that. They screen a lot of stuff, but since when, like YouTube is literally taking down any video regarding COVID-19. To me, that's crazy. You can go and you see conspiracy theories on 9/11. There's tons of videos on there. There's tons of videos of any other kind of conspiracy. But to me, it's crazy why they chose to just do that for the COVID-19. I get it because people are home more or something. I don't know. But that to me was kind of a red flag. It's okay. That's weird. I get it. There's always misinformation. But I mean, let the people decide that. You know what I mean? Like, what harm is it going to do? Yes, I guess they can get scared or be misinformed by a documentary on YouTube. But I mean, there's thousands of them, and people just, I'm gonna watch if the Earth is flat documentary, and you've seen some of these documentaries. They're so convincing, you think it's true. You know what I mean? But like, that's for you to believe, right? But I don't know. To me, that's weird that YouTube is so focused on shutting down those videos. That's very interesting.
Well, it's a control of information, right? They want you to know what they're telling you.
Yeah.
They don't want your mind to wander. I think that a lot of the videos and I call them conspiracy videos, whether they're truthful or not. A lot of these videos are, they're causing a lot of people to do some pretty wild things. People are out rioting in some places.
Yeah.
People are burning down towers in some places.
Yeah.
So when I look at it from that standpoint, I can say, okay, I can understand why they would maybe shut them down, because they're provoking. They're not just thought provoking,
What you mean?
but
Yeah,
they're literally provoking.
yeah.
So that's where I sort of take a step back and I'm like, okay, where's my rationale? Why would they move a 5G video? Well, maybe it's because people are burning down towers. You know? So it's one thing for people to be woke, and it's another thing for people to physically get up and start doing things. But it's a fine line, and you don't really know what is happening. Thought me here saying, I think the people are out because they want to work, though, not just And it's true. Yeah, she's absolutely right. People are just tired of being home. They want to
Oh,
get back to their normal lives.
100%.
And it gets to the point where it's like, well, if there is a virus out there and it's gonna get me, like, bring it, you know?
Yeah,
If I'm meant to go, I'm meant to go. And a lot of people are just adopting that mentality as well. Um,
absolutely. And that's what I mean. I think it's being like that's the thing. I think if they're going to reopen stuff, I think people are just going to be automatically. I think they're going to get so complacent because we were talking about that. Me and my wife are like, okay, well, our restaurant's going to be normal again. What's going to be normal again? I mean, it was like, man, I think what's going to happen is these people are going to maybe wear masks for maybe a month, and then after that, everyone's just going to throw everything out the garbage and just back to normal until there's like a second wave. Hopefully not, but like it's tough. Like you said, what are you supposed to do? Live in a bubble? And like nothing is guaranteed. No one knows what's happening, but what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to live in this bubble and just wait? You know what I mean? Like for me, all I can do is wear a mask when I go to work because nobody else cares to wear one. I do the right thing, but they still catch it. You've heard stories of people not going anywhere or whatever somehow, and they get it, but it's so hard. um, it's so hard to act on this situation. I think there's not much you can do aside from just waiting, and you do the right thing and you do an educational decision what you want to do with the news that you.
well, I read the other day, and I was talking about it yesterday with Najla, and I said to her, it was the guidelines for Quebec schools reopening because they're reopening Monday, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's basically the kid has to sit in the chair the entire time. They eat lunch in the same chair. They're not allowed to, there's no more lockers. Your backpack has to be on the back of the seat. You can't bring any papers to and from school. There's no arts and crafts. There's no gym class. There's no running around outside. You can walk from a safe distance between you and two other people on recess. But you can't even go to the washroom alone. They're going to be escorted. It's literally a prison for these children. And I said to my husband, I said, come September, if Ottawa implements these types of restrictions on the schools, I am not sending my daughter.
Yeah.
I would rather homeschool her than have her go back to sit in a classroom that doesn't look like the classroom she remembers.
Absolutely.
For her to, it's a very scary thought to think of our world, whatever. We don't matter at this point. It's the generation that follows and what they're going to have to start, worrying about, because at 6 years old, they have a memory.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't want her to go to school that she's missed for so long, to her friends that she's missed for so long, and constantly be changing classrooms because there's too many numbers in one room and the desks are pushed apart. Like that's traumatizing for a kid.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know. I think that's the problem. I mean, what do you expect kids to do social distancing? That's not going to happen. And I don't know how they even think they're going to get to sit in one spot to have their lunch, dinner, whatever, breakfast, do their homework on it. That's, to me, it's crazy. And the fact that they even can think of that, a 6-year-old supposed to do that, I highly doubt that's going to happen, or at least going to work. And I don't know, like if the daycare is open, I think we're just going to focus on here. It's going to make it hard for her to have a newborn and, my 4-year-old. I don't know what your thoughts on if they do open the schools. I mean, it's almost done anyways, so I don't see them really opening, right? Usually, it finish in June, I think.
Yeah, June. The end of June. I'm not sending her if they open here, whether it's mandatory or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, there's also the question of the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, that's another problem for sure.
How you feel? Would you and your family be taking that, as new as it's going to be?
Well, we talked about that yesterday too. I just use an analogy of like, when the new iPhone comes out, I never buy the first generation. You know what I mean? Because it's always a recall or something like that, right? So I see that vaccine as the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like, you want to go get vaccinated on the first time they say, oh, we've discovered it, and the next thing you know, there's 7 million different symptoms, and people are getting whatever causing to them. So I mean, to me, it's a scary thought, and from the sounds of it, it's probably going to be like a mandatory vaccine, I'm assuming, so everyone's going to have to take it, so it's just scary because they want you to they'll probably want you to take it, but it's like, man, unless it's proven that's not going to do anything, and then it's like, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. That's probably going to cause a complete shitstorm. Complete shitstorm.
It is. It is, because people are not going to take that well. There's actually a large anti-vax community in itself.
Yeah.
I'm not, I mean, I see both sides. I see both arguments. I respect both arguments. I stand firmly in the middle. I personally, like yourself, I don't think I'm going to want that for myself or my children. You can't force me to take anything or my kids to take anything. So mandatory or not, I mean, then I guess we'll just have to stay home, if that's what it means. We'll be.
I think for me, it's more or less, I just need to, I got to see what effects it does, to be honest. I think, them saying, well, it's not going to do this, don't worry, because we've checked. Well, no, you haven't checked unless, So to me, it's kind of like, I'm not against it, but the problem is I'm not going to jump right at it as soon as it comes out. It's almost like, and I don't know how that's going to even work, right? Like, I don't know, right? For me, it's probably not going to affect me, but maybe for my son and my daughter, obviously, which is even more scary when I think about it now as I'm talking to you about it. Like, I'm going to have to force my kids to take it, if they can't go to school. Like, I don't know, obviously, how to buy food, you can't leave that proof. Take it. Yeah, no, I'm just reading what they're saying here.
Oh, yeah. If it becomes mandatory, how will you go out to buy food if you can't leave without having proof that you've taken it?
Yeah, so, I mean, it depends how, obviously, they're going to do the regulations, right?
Well, I mean, I think before anybody jumps the gun, we're all speculating that it may be mandatory. No one has come out and said it is mandatory. And I think that depending on where you live in the world, and this is where we can sort of hold a little bit of our privilege, in Canada, you do have rights. Unless they go and change the entire Canadian Constitution, they can't really force anything on anybody. If they could, then regular vaccines that have been around for centuries, would be mandatory as well. So I'm excited to see how this pans out. I'm not going to make any irrational decisions before anything is stated and said. We're speculating. And Bill Gates, I don't really care what Bill Gates says, to be quite honest with you. Like, whatever, Bill Gates. I'm not falling into either side of the propaganda. And that's the thing with this, is that there is a big conspiracy propaganda and there's the media propaganda, and you really have to filter out the what if, because that's where the anxiety settles in. And I can't be calling Maroon every 5 minutes to get another bottle of CBD because I'm not working right now. So I'm trying to monitor my usage as well without getting overly anxious with all of these questions.
For sure.
But no, I do see the value in everything you've been doing, Maroon, with the CBD, especially right now in this time. I think it's really, really, really important for people to consider that option, because the other alternative is medication. And I'm personally, and I don't judge anyone who needs to take it or needs to go that
route.
It's not for me. I prefer natural substance to control my issues, and I know this is one that I can rely on and depend on. And so I love that you guys have come out with the new products. I will definitely be trying your hand sanitizer. I know that somebody said it's horrible for you, but you know what? We use a lot of things right now that are horrible for us. The world is horrible for us at this point in time. So if I'm going to kill germs, I'm going to kill some germs.
And you know what? At the end of the day, I get it too. And I've heard that too. But the way I see it is that you're putting it on less because it lasts for 2 hours, right? Where people are squirting on it every 30 seconds, right? Because they're so paranoid. So, I mean, I think that was another approach that we took is from that, So, that's just what I can say. I can't, everything you do is harmful. What are you going to do, right? But, I mean, for me, it's just something now. And if you could, if it can help you from not freaking out and literally save you 2 hours of not putting it on again, then that's great. That's just one little thing that can help with all the stress everyone's going through right now.
Exactly. And there's a demand for it. So, I mean, I hate to put it this way, but if you're in a position where you can capitalize off of a demand, anybody right now would be stupid not to. So,
well, like I said, it wasn't something we're planning to, but I mean, when we shifted over to that, we had the intent also to provide to people who needed it. So once we do get it, what I'm going to do is when I get a batch here in Ottawa, I'm actually going to I have a form that is gonna, I'm in an online form, and anybody who is in need of it, that's like, you know, auto compromise, anybody who needs it, who, you know, and can't leave the house, whatever, will drop it off. And I'm not gonna lie, I got this idea from another company who's doing that as well, who's dropping off hand sanitizer to people who need it, no money. They're just asking for donations, whether it's $2, $1, 50 cents, whatever. So we're gonna take that same approach. It's just the problem is, you know, like even when we first launched it, it was $2 more. And then after we were able to get more supply and the raw materials were starting to come in, we were able to drop it. So I mean, it's definitely a movement I'm doing, not just to capitalize, but it's just more, you know, at the end of the day, I obviously need the money to create this product, but I'm definitely gonna, you know, I want to pay it forward. That's definitely something that I'll be doing the next week or so to kind of focus on that. But you know, I'm happy to be able, like you said, if you have the opportunity, we have the manufacturing line to do it. So that's what we're doing right now.
That's amazing, Maroon. And for everybody that doesn't know his Instagram handle, I'll include it after the show. It is CBD Solutions. Did I say that right?
Yeah, CBD Solutions Ottawa. Yeah.
And the website, Maroon, for everybody that doesn't know it, enter Illuminati.
Enter Illuminati.ca / CBD Ottawa. Again, you can. I'll send that, or you can put it up on there. But you can visit online for sanitizer. We have 4 packs right now that are you save $6, so it's like $20 for four of them. But yeah, you can go online for the hand sanitizer, and anybody who has a question about the oil or the cream, even the hand sanitizer, you can just message me personally. And if you want to put an order in, just contact me personally, and I will try to deliver it to you guys the same day or next day.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Maroon. Thank you for coming back to do the show with me again.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad that everything went well with the baby. Everyone's healthy. Stay that way. I see Enter Illuminati just put down the website for whoever wants it as well. We'll talk soon, Maroon. Take care.
Yeah.
Try to sleep. I know
yes,
it's hard.
I'm going to take this to go to sleep.
Yes. Take care. We'll chat soon.
Bye.
Bye. Guys, that was awesome. So it's enterilluminati.ca / CBD Ottawa is the website to order anything you need. They have hand sanitizer, CBD oil, CBD cream, really, really good stuff. 0 THC. If anybody is worried about a psychoactive effect, you will not get that. Tomorrow, live at 9 p.m., I have Daniel San joining me to chat his MMA career, his sports announcing career, what it's like working at the LCBO during these wild times, since they are considered essential. I go way back with him. He's an old high school friend. Anyways, I'm excited for that conversation tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Have a good night. Oh, shit. Bye.